watching WREATH News Radio, News Free Dixie for the 21st century. I'm Thaddeus Matthews.
Rhythm was his business, business still is well. Rhythm is his business, Brother Ron was with a story to tell. Happy 123rd to the one and only Maestro James Melvin Lunceford, also known as Jimmy, the greatest of them all, the most known unknown, the Memphis 2-beat specialist, Dr. Feelgood with the rhythms. This is his birthday, June 6, 2025. I'm Brother Ron, and I'm glad that I am alive to tell you about this man here, whose legacy lives on in every two-step, every beat, every rhythm, every sound vibrations of the good vibrations of the good feeling variety. Jimmy Lunceford. So we are acknowledging his 123rd anniversary of his debut in Fulton, Mississippi, really outside of Fulton, Mississippi, community known as Evergreen. Black land ownership matters. He comes from a family of black landowners, made his debut down below the Mason-Dixon line, but was raised in the rarefied airs of Denver, Colorado. His master teacher was one Wilberforce white man who was a white man, but who was a master teacher who believed that every child, regardless of color or creed, deserved a sound music education as the foundation for elevation in life. And also this guy was the father of Paul Whiteman, another white man who was so-called king of jazz, who commissioned, what's that guy name? George Gershwin, Rhapsody in Blue. He did that. And also his father trained Andy Kirk, another great swing man of the chocolate variety. And so we're going to honor Jimmy Lunceford. There's a lot to honor this man about, but I'm just following up because words create worlds. Words create worlds. I want to quote what the late, great historian, master teacher, one of the first black radio DJs in the country, because black radio was invented October 25th, 1948 in Memphis, Tennessee, known as WDIA, who just, celebrated his 75th anniversary not too many seasons ago. Nat D. Williams, master teacher at Booker T. Washington High School. Also, the man who controlled the flow and the glow on Beale Street back in the heyday. This man was a visionary like no other. We're going to read what he had to say. I'm going to quote him about what he said about our guy Jimmy Lunceford and why Jimmy Lunceford matters or should matter in Memphis, Tennessee. Let me read that quote. And thank y'all for y'all patience. We love you madly. Jimmy Lunceford was buried here in Memphis. The spot he occupies should have something of a special significance. He took a group of relatively unsophisticated Memphis color boys and wielded them into an organization which scaled the heights of musical eminence. He presented something new in the way of musical presentation by Negro orchestras. Lunceford and many others like him chose to remain at home and with their people. His death should have meaning and inspiration and guidance to others. If we permit it, Lunceford burial in Memphis can mean this. This is not D. Williams. So on that note, happy birthday, Mr. Lunceford. Don't have no cake today, Mr. Lunceford, but we do have some crackers. Some saltine crackers. God bless the dead. Hey, you got a haircut today, Mr. Lunceford. They came in and cut y'all grass. You got a haircut. I appreciate it. Gonna bless Mr. Lunceford on his birthday. Spread this love. Happy birthday, Jimmie. Lunceford was his name. Happy birthday, Jimmie. Music was his game. He was a cool guy. Help cat. Really right to help people a lot, especially people that look like him a lot. Cause music was his business, but he loved his people. Okay? Oh, I know there's a lot of salt, a lot of sodium, Mr. Lunceford. I know you had a heart condition allegedly, but here goes some water to wash it all down. I also like to congratulate Dr. A.L.L and the Central High School Jazz Band for showing up and showing out at the 30th anniversary of essentially Attn up in New York. They are the greatest high school jazz band, not only in the land, but all in the world. Perhaps in the whole universe, whole galaxy. And I remember I talked to Dr. A.L.L after they came home triumphantly from New York. They did their spring concert at D Central High School. It was packed. It was like it's almost like a Beyonce concert. It was just packed out and stacked out. They did a phenomenal job, because they won Best in Show in all the categories that counted. But they were the greatest, and I went and congratulated him and his young men and women in the band. And I told him, man, y'all part of something special. He's like, Jimmie Lunceford started jazz education back in the 20s in Memphis, and y'all basically came full circle. And he was just so respectful and humble to be compared with Mr. Lunceford and be a part of that tradition. And that's one of the reasons why I do what I do at the WREATH Group Incorporated, where we honor Mr. Lunceford with a week. If they could give Evans a whole week, we could give a black man named Lunceford a whole week who gave his life to his people. Also, we do the Jimmie Lunceford Legacy Awards. So we got a lot of prominent people we have acknowledged, and also people that kind of fly under the radar who don't get all their proper flowers. And so we try to give them a shout out as well. But I'm glad that back in 2017, when we actually came up with the idea of making a Jimmie Lunceford Memory Festival Week, had a chance to talk to Dr. Steve Lee of the Memphis Jazz Workshop. I remember the conversation well. I was in Collierville in the parking lot of McDonald's, chewing on some Mickey D's and providing him with food for thought. And I told him about, you ever heard of Jimmie Lunceford? He said he never heard of Mr. Lunceford. And then, he was doing a jazz workshop. And I told him about Mr. Lunceford. We honor him as well for his work in continuing that legacy that he didn't know at first he was a part of. And we honor him as one of our homecoming court princes 1 year during the festival week. And what's beautiful is the fact that the Memphis Jazz Workshop actually helped train 14 of the students in the Central High School Jazz Band, who took it all and brought it back home from New York. And I remember Dr. A.L.L talked about how Jimmie Lunceford would show up to New York and just wear them out. And that band is worth hearing and worth seeing. And I know that the work is not in vain when you think about it. Well, we started back actually in 2007 and how things are looking in 2025. It is our hope that every school, every public school in Memphis, Tennessee, and Shelby County, Tennessee, will have a thriving music education program. Public school children deserve a sound music education. They deserve to know about their heritage. They deserve to know that they are worth something to be invested in. So this is the legacy of James Melvin Lunceford. Now, y'all heard many occasions I talked about him over and over again, but there's a little thing I just want to wrap up with that. So with that said, also, I want to encourage music educators to show up and show out for your students. They deserve the best of you. And Jimmie Lunceford being recognized as the first high school band director in Memphis for colored children, I would say it's kind of interesting. I would say he's the first jazz band director in the school system, because G.P. Hamilton, the great G.P. Hamilton, he actually started a band back in 1900 at what is now known as Booker T. Washington High School. And they played ragtime, but Jimmie Lunceford is credited to being the first person in the history of the world to teach jazz studies in a formal educational setting. And he did it with black children at Manassas High School as a volunteer. Now, his major at Fisk University class of 1926 was social work, but he used music not as entertainment, not just as entertainment, but as a rite of passage to help train young boys and young girls into becoming responsible adults. So, we also got to get Jimmie Lunceford in the Tennessee Aviation Hall of Fame. We're going to work on that. We'll have some good news about that shortly. And the way he died, right? Brother Run's working on a documentary. If you support the work and you support the words of Brother Herb, please spread the word. Please invest in our movement. We got a nonprofit, the We All Be Group Incorporated, but knowledge is the currency of the new universe. So, Jimmie died under questionable circumstances. He did all the good things. He was an aviation pioneer. He brought his first airplane in 1940. Would sometimes fly to gigs all over the place. And also, he used to give back. He would start music education programs throughout the country to help keep young people out of trouble, young black people out of trouble. And by the time, before he died, he was looking for real estate to start a retirement community for black musicians. So this guy was all about the village. He was all about investing in the village. Even from the grave, he's investing in the village. As you see the results of East Central High School Jazz Band being crowned the #1 top jazz band in all the world. So that's a great accomplishment. So I encourage you all to go online, take a look, take a listen. It's all online. Listen to some Jimmie Lunceford music. They used that music in cartoons back in the day. Jimmie Lunceford was the #1 band of choice for black Americans. He was known as the Harlem Express. He was the music hero of people like Quincy Jones, Miles Davis, and Horace Silver. He started some tradition in the Memphis city in the school system where you think about Stacks. Stacks benefited from young people going through the public school system in Memphis, getting a sound music education. That's a foundation of Stacks music, and that's a part of the living legacy of James Melvin Lunceford, known as Jimmie. And I think that's all for now. Without further ado, I want to bring up the Wreath Lane. We're going to do the Wreath Lane. Thank you, Dr. Kelly Hurd, for bestowing us with the wreath in honor of the 123rd life anniversary, heavenly soul of the late, great, and never out of style, Jimmie Lunceford. God bless everybody. And on that note, I guess we'll close. You want some words? Good. On that note, I guess we'll close it out. You want to speak? Okay, Dr. Callaherd, thank you.
I'd like to give honor to the late and great and honorable Jimmie Lunceford. I'd like to say happy 123rd birthday, and we love you madly, and we will keep on producing the jive, and it will live forever. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Callaherd. Thank you, Dr. Callaherd. And we're going to close it out for a great traditional song. And he's most definitely one of them. And y'all know it. A one, a two. When the saints come marching in, oh, when the saints come marching in, I want to be in their number. Oh, when the saints come marching in, oh, when the saints, yeah, they come marching in. Oh, when the saints come marching in, I want to be one in a number, like Jimmie Lunceford, yeah, baby. When them saints come marching in, words of Immortal Duke Ellington, we love you madly. Words of Brother Ron, we love you divinely. Keep on producing and pushing, and the marathon continues. One love, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Chief.